You can see that box, click the word got it, clear the screen out of the way, and then go find your comfortable seat. So in the Taoist practice, Taoism is, you could say religion, but it's really a philosophy. It's, to me, the coolest philosophy of all that I've studied, and the one of the main first tenets of the philosophy that caught my eye was the way that you can name is not the true way. The God that you can call God is not the true God. It's just a word. It's just a sort of this reference point, right? So I only say that because, and so what it says is, look at nature, the way water flows, the way the tree grows, and this sort of, movement that isn't square. It isn't like a robot we might make with these sort of hard angles, right? But you don't see really any of that in nature. The way nature does what nature does, everything sort of rolls and spirals, and things are round, and that's what allows them to really be sustainable. And so if you sort of peel off a layer of skin, and what you see on your body is fascia, or connective tissue. So this is a word that didn't really exist in people's minds till maybe a decade ago, maybe more, but it's relatively new, but it's hugely important. This suit of connective tissue, but it's also a little bit like glue in the sense that it seeps from surface to deep. So it's not just like we put on an outer body suit. It's like cobwebs that go deep from our surface towards our bones, and it holds everything together. And so this is necessary and wonderful, except for the fact that if we have injuries, if we have, let's say, genetic issues, like I have my little scoliosis, which is my spine just kind of rotating, or if we have inactivity with the body, then this fascia can get to situations and sort of constellations of tension that have us stuck, and it creates a lot of pain. It creates joint issues and nervous system issues as well. So all that to say that this connective tissue exists in our body in wraps. It wraps around as it moves through the body. It doesn't just sit there. It sort of spirals. And so inside of us, we have this sort of natural spiraling round quality. And then you see Chinese Kung Fu, Chinese Taoist martial arts and healing movements, and you start to see why they make all these interesting movements. It's to free up these pathways, these spirals and movements. So if we just move linearly, you can imagine that that's just not sufficient in terms of the brain, in terms of the connective tissue and the joints. So all of that is, I'm gonna go ahead and mute you there, Janet. All of that is just really the preamble to how you have to explore these movements, right? So like when we do, this basic one, we do this circle, right? But eventually you have to take this circle and spiral that circle, right? Turning in, turning out. So these movements that we do with the bear, or the bear swirling, you have to start to find the spiral within the movement. And that's a little bit tricky. So that's why we start with very simple sort of opens, closes, circles, but keep in your mind as you practice more and more that there's going to be room for the sort of intricacy that is these spirals. Okay, so just let that sort of wash through your brain, those ideas that I just laid out, and let's find our comfortable seat. Few moments of breath, eyes gently closed. As you close the eyes and breathe, your awareness can then wash through your body, sense pain, numbness, or pain. Are there areas that feel less free and open and fluid and through, and areas that feel more fluid and through? You also can let those areas that feel less through be sort of like a guide for you to go, oh, I'm going to do a little wiggle. I'm going to adjust myself to open up that area that's less through. So that's another part of this natural movement that we need to awaken over time. Usually we're sort of stuck in our head and we're waiting for a teacher to say, do this, then do that, then do this, then do that. But we're cut off from all of this wealth of information that's in our own body. And so I'm giving ideas and tools, but I also am always trying to encourage everybody to listen to the body, learn that your body is your teacher for these things. So just a final 30 seconds, just notice, do your heels want to lift and then toes want to lift? Does your head want to turn left or turn right? Do your hands want to extend the fingers and then relax the fingers? Do you want to open the mouth and make a big face open and then sort of purse the nose up and squint the eyes and then open the eye sockets? All these moving parts that help to flush and pump, awaken and enliven. This very living landscape that is our body. Clearing the mind of content being thought. We want to dissolve that to some degree and really experience that aliveness. And then with this same idea, let's go into our form practice, which is just whatever techniques we're doing. So slide hands back, elbows back, shoulder blades back, look up, hold that position. Notice, does your body want you to hang out, wiggle a little bit? And then sliding the hands forward and dropping the head, rounding the back. Wriggle out any tension. And then sliding back and just at your own pace, a few more. Just being in no rush. Fewer repetitions done with this personal exploration is vastly more valuable than 100 mindless repetitions. And so that's the art of the practice. The science of the practice is, what are the joints? What are the muscles? What are the shapes we're creating? Right? What are the general techniques? But the art of it is, how do you use that for your personal issues, which we all have our own. We all have genetic issues, injuries, repetitive stresses because of lifestyle, issues during our life stage and age, right? But the general goal of loosening, limbering, moving, softening is what we're looking for. Now settle back to the middle, and again, just keep the same quality of exploring as you take left hand forward, right hand and elbow back, turn a bit to the right, oh, twisting, and then switch back to center and turn, oh, and turn just at your own pace. Remember, linger whenever you want to linger. Stay for an extra breath or two. You guys are muted, so you can make any sound you want to make, right? Little sighs, or maybe even like, you know, sounds that clean out something. Increasing body awareness, increasing network connection from brain through nervous system to body. Let's settle back to the middle. Same general quality, but a new pathway. Leaning, wrist lifting, lean to the side, and lean. And my body's been adding this, so I'm going to add this for you guys as well. So when you lean this way, this leg is free, right? Because you're going through this leg. So you can just kind of extend it gently. Just know that that's an option. So my leg tends to want to do that. As soon as I get there, my leg just goes wee out here, and it feels like it clears something else out. All 24 vertebrae, head and neck loose. Arms and shoulder blades just moving with ease. Last one. And back to middle. Shoulder blade circles. Forward, up, back, down. Forward, up, back, and down. Remember, if your house is really, really messy, it takes a long time to clean it. Once you've cleaned it out, it still gets messy, but if you keep up that cleaning, it's much less work and the place stays clean. Same idea with our body. When we first come to practice, we are often finding, wow, I've got a lot of mess, a lot of junk. But if you practice regular, then you keep the spaces open, keep the areas clean, and then you're just dealing with the small little barnacles that build up on the daily or weekly. Reverse, other direction. And then what's really nice is eventually you find how to practice all day, how to always be attending to this wisdom of the body, noticing when your body wants you to change your position, if you're sitting or standing, how to change your body weight just to keep the flow going through. So have in your mind that eventually you never are not practicing or cultivating the essentials of what we're working on: breath, mind, body. Now, so notice we went forward and up. That was the first move. We're going to do that again, except we're going to go right, forward, and up. And then as it's going back and down, left, forward, and up. Right, left. Reverse. And arms forward, around the circle, but low. Notice how low my hands are, in. And like I was saying before, let's add the spiral. So when you come forward, have your arms turned internally, thumbs are pointing in. As you go around the circle, you rotate, so now the palms are facing forward. So we rotated as we made a circle. And then as you come in close and forward, you internally rotate, externally rotate. Internal, external. Internal, closing, external, opening. Let's go to level 2, where we raise the hands up just about halfway out to the side. That same spiral is available. Internal rotation, external. Internal, letting the hands migrate towards each other. That closes this center line to then open that center. Level 3, where we keep them close to each other and keep raising up to whatever degree you can as you go over and back. Also notice as I turn sideways, a lot of room in front, but not equal amount of room behind. So that's maybe as far as I'm going back. I'm not forcing my arms further back, but there's all this room out here and less room back here. So that's another Taoist view of the body, or recognition of the body, is that this is where all the magic happens, and we have more room in front than we do in the back, right? So exploring the front, but not jamming and cranking into your back. Around to front, back, around to front. So internally rotated. As they swing back, they externally rotate. Come around, internal. Looser and looser with every round. Level 2, coming up the backside, coming across, down. Down. And up over the top, back of hand towards each other, down. Up over the top, down. Palms facing forward, and then by the time they get near each other, backs of hands facing each other. So that's that spiral. Last one. And bend the elbows, hands come up, elbows out and up, down, round in front and squeeze, down, out and up, down. So that personalization, right? For me, right in my back, I'm getting a little tight spot. So I wiggle, wiggle. And then when I come down, a lot of times when I do this, I feel something there and maybe my neck kind of frees up from there. So adding these little, now my body wanted to turn, and I'm more of a listener and a follower of my body when I'm practicing, as well as I'm, telling it what to do. Now we change exercises. Back, down, forward, up, forward, down, back, down, forward, up, forward, down, back. 2 more. And elbows out, one above, one below, hug, and elbows out, and hug, elbows out, hug, elbows out, hug, elbows out, elbows down, arms out in front, 90-degree angle at the elbow, turn palm down, up, down, up, down, up. Keep doing that. Then here, hands go apart. Notice my elbows stay close to the body. Notice that the chest area and this front area naturally lifts a little bit. Bring hands back. Now, very important, elbows out, around, and forward with the elbows. Internally rotates shoulders and causes this little hollowing of the front. Then elbows into the body, hands out, causes that lift and buoyancy. Hands in, elbows out, around, and forward, hollowing that space. Opening. Close. Opening. Closing. One more. Now from the open position, left hand up and over, palm. Reverse. Switch. And space, both arms up, cross, turn the palms down, bring the arms down in front, let them separate. Cross, come up, over, switching which wrist is on top. Noticing again, this is not just the arms. It's the whole chest, abdomen, torso, back, shoulders, everything's getting this interesting sort of polishing is how I best think of what we're doing here. Right? We're polishing. When you're polishing something, you're polishing out or off what doesn't need to be there. So it's this assumption that there's tissue adhesions and glue and stuck fascia and everything, let's pause here, that doesn't need to be there. And so we're polishing that out. It is the addition by subtraction. Now the wrists, fold, circle. Turn palm up, lead from the pinky side, circle, circle, circle. Reverse, lead from the index and thumb side. And rest the elbows down, shoulders relaxed, hands spread, gather, spread, gather. And notice when we gather, it's just this movement. So we're just trying to get that and that movement, which is a specific command from the brain through the nervous system. So this is a great one to practice. Now from here, soft claw to a soft fist, open, Soft claw to a soft fist. Open. Bird beak, thumb to pinky, 3 fingers, bend the wrist, open. Bird beak, open. Monkey paw. Pinky ring, middle, index. Shake. Scoot back a little bit. Load, push, reload, down. Load and push, reload, down. Keep going. Now hold that foot out there, point and flex. Invert, evert, a little in, out. Circles. Reverse. And switch. Point and flex. Invert, evert. Circles. Reverse. And down. Scoot forward, edge of your chair. Legs are out, pretty much hovering over the ground. Swivel steps. Turn the left knee and toes out, then left heel out, knee in. Left toes out, knee out. Heel out, knee in. One more, out, and then walk it back in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold and in. 2. And let's go the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold. In. Out. And in. Both. 1, 2, 3, and in. 1, 2, 3. Back out. And in. Legs neutral, hip distance. Forward fold, hands are on your knees, elbows flare out and around. And then sit upright. Hands are on legs, lean softly back a little bit. And then sit upright. Bow forward, turning on the hands, elbows go around. Sit upright, leaning back. Sit upright, forward, upright, back, upright. Now, Legs a little further apart. As you fold, dragon takes a bow. Upright. Lean back. And upright. And forward. Upright. And leaning back. Up. One more. Now, as you lean back, stay back and lean to the right. As you stay to the right and bow forward, turn those elbows out. Sweep across, staying forward to the left. Stay to the left as you come all the way back, arms to neutral. Stay back as you come around to the right. Stay to the right as you go forward, elbows flare out. Stay forward, go left, stay left, come up and around once more in that direction. The dragon stirs the sea with its tail. Switching directions, stir the sea the other way. Bow. Make sure the prime mover is the pelvis at the leg bone connection. So there's ancillary or secondary movement of the various 24 vertebral joints and other parts, but the primary movement is pelvis at the hip joint. And we're back to middle. Legs closer together. Arms hang down. Sweep them out like wings. Turn the palms up. Come all the way up. Reach your right arm higher. And then soften it. Notice I didn't bring my other hand all the way down. I'm keeping them up. But there's just a little change. So I'm not bringing this hand all the way here. It's staying up in the sky. And so there's this little interchange. Right arm higher than left. Left arm higher than right. Right arm higher than left. Left arm higher than right. Couple more. And then both up. And then turn palms out. Sweep down. And finally, arms forward, up. Look up, lift the chest, soft arch of the back. Invigorating, soft back bend. And then arms forward, down, and alongside you. Shogun, closing our seated work. So again, that's a series that you could do regularly, and I would say should do regularly, that just keeps the rivers clean, cleans the house, keeps the brain networked to every little part. There's almost no part we didn't get involved with, right? All right, now arms come down, standing up and sitting down. So we slide our feet back a little bit. So there's a more acute angle at the knee. We just relax and fold forward, let the body weight pour into the legs, and then power down through the legs all the way up to a nice tall standing, relaxed body. Let the body weight and the connect down to the earth. Everything else is at ease. The butt goes back. Then you sit the butt. That's what bends the knees. And then you're in your chair. Spill into the legs, all the way up. Stay in the legs all the way until your butt actually makes contact, then transfer the body weight into the chair through the buttocks. One more. Now, don't sit in the chair, but sit the butt low and use this as your way of getting your fingertips possibly to your toes, possibly to the floor. And then come back up, push through the earth, standing nice and tall. Stay very soft, very loose. Sink. Let the back open. Let there be a sort of round quality to the back. and then push through the earth. Stand nice and tall with ease. 2 more. The Tai Chi squat. One more. And standing, relaxed. Your middle is your belly button height of the body, straight into the middle between your lower back and your belly button. So that place is where they say we want to have our mind resting. And it will naturally rest there when we're not caught up in all the content here. So this is where it wants to be, in fact. Now, just softly tip forward so you're more in your toes. Come back to the middle. Softly tip back just a little bit so you're more in the heels. And then middle. Toes. Middle. Heels. Middle. Add. As you go to your toes, let your arms swing forward. As you go back through the middle to your heels, arms swing back like pendulums. Forward, back, forward, back. Again, just a great homework to do regularly. You can do this while standing in line. You can do it in little sneakier ways in public so it doesn't look so obvious, but you can still be practicing not getting stuck in this frozen state. Now, when you're back in your heels, turn your palms forward and float up. Rock to your toes, hands reach way out and around, palms face up. Rock to your heels, hands come in the mouth, rock to the middle of your feet as your hands settle to your belly button or your middle height, and then do a Tai Chi squat. The butt goes back. As you sit the butt, extend the arms to long and release, and then push through the earth, stand up, arms stay long and released. And then we do it again. Rock to your heels, arms swing back and up. Rock to your toes, hands cast way out and around, palms face up. Rock back, hands come in the mouth. Rock to the middle, hands settle to the middle. Tail goes back. Sit and through. Push through the earth and stand. Again, rock back. Rock forward. Rock back. Hands come in. Rock middle. Hands settle to middle. Then squat. Standing. One more. Rock. Rock. So this liquid body, this is a really great hydraulic power practice. And shogun, wing, roll, fold, settle, 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 down to the navel height. And then hands come down. All right, Tai Chi. So we, as if we're painting the wall with the back of the wrists here. So rising. Notice also that I'm not too stuck together like this. It's kind of open. There's space. Then I don't just go down with the arms in this position. The arms change their relationship, the joints of the arms, and then we go down. And same idea, the relationship of all the joints changes so I can be back in this paint the wall. Then the relationship changes and we come back down. So this washing of the nervous system that occurs when we're relaxed and we let this fluid movement, much like sea kelp right? Or seaweed waving in the liquid matrix. And our body is a big liquid matrix. One more. So this helps loosen the joints. It induces the production of this sort of lubricant throughout the body. Now, hands scooped in front, wings. Same idea, make that relationship change through the joints, and then hands come down, relationship change, wings, there's a sort of roundness, and then that all changes and come back down. Wing. Sort of gusting the wind into the sail to get out any of the kinks in the sail. Soft, relaxed, using only that hydraulic power as best you can. Embracing the moon, wings. Now, right hand, rotate palm up as it comes over top, other hand sweeps under. We've got low part of the ball, top part of the ball, and then they sink and rise so they meet at the middle of the ball. Then they separate so they're back to the top and bottom. They continue to separate around the circle. And then over the top, under the bottom, to the top and bottom, and meet in the middle. Separate from the middle, around. And open. Meeting, separating, around. And out to the wings, and then down by your sides, down. Bend elbows, hands come up, then turn palms to face forward, push. Hands wrap around, draw. Push. Don't lose your middle. So this balance of I'm extending, but I'm not. So I'm staying middle even as I go fully extended, come around and draw back. Push, but stay where you are. Draw. Push. Draw. Now, left hand, push. As left hand turns to face the body, right hand turns to get ready to push. One push, one draw. Then as right hand turns, left hand turns, one push, one draw. This induces a rotation. Where you naturally rotate if your body is relaxed and connected is what they call the Mingmen. That lumbar spine region of the body. There's a little bit of turn at the hip joint, but there's also this very important turn. And that's, again, your middle, your center. And both hands back, down. Change the weight to the right leg. Right leg. And then change the weight to the left leg. Now, from that center where we were just turning, just softly turn. So change weight and turn. What should happen, if you allow it, is the hands start to do this little flow across, right? Because I have to hold on with muscle tension to have it look like this. Some of us have unconscious tension, right? So this doesn't look very natural, very river-like, very fluid, right? So it's when you relax that you start to get this natural quality. And let's start to pay a little extra attention to turning of the palm. So that's called brush knee. That's called sweep the leg, kind of like a broom sweeping. And then it turns. and then it's brush knee, sweep leg. Each round done correctly opens up another little layer of fascia connected tissue tension. And so then the movement feels more fluid, more free, and then it will become the next movement, which is swirl to stream. So this arm will be kind of buoyant. It'll go away from the body. Look how far away I am now with that movement. And then it comes in close and does brush knee as the other hand goes far away and comes in close. But the same thing, even though my hand is reaching, I'm still here. So I'm creating an anchor and an extension, the combo of both. Swirl. This naturally becomes snatch the low jumping fish. Again, because buoyancy will want that hand to kind of float up around in front of you. It's the bear. Snatching now the middle jumping fish, somewhere around sternum or chest. Brush knee and sweep across. Brush knee and sweep across. The higher jumping fish, maybe a little bit of an up and over quality. And a little bit of an up and over. And just feel the connective tissue barnacles and cobwebs just giving way round by round. Polishing them out. And last one, let's all come across to your right leg, it'll be my left leg. Stay here for a moment. Now your left hand descends down and gets ready for brush knee. Right arm, wing, roll, fold. So now notice that this left hand is to the right side of the body. So if it's already here, there's nowhere for it to brush. This leg is empty. Now we change weight and turn, and then let the hands execute brush knee and soft push, right? And then they just naturally orbit and return to this position. And then we're changing weight, turning from our middle and letting the brush and push wash on through. And then we're doing brush and push. And we're doing brush and push. Continue. Change, brush, push. Change, brush, push. Couple more. Brain networking. Addition by subtraction. Meaning, each time through, you're looking for what can you dissolve? What can you relax to allow the movement to actually be more round, right? So that doesn't mean we're actually moving less. We're in some ways moving more, right? The more I relax, the more round and whole and complete the movements become. But inwardly, I'm doing less. I'm out of the way more. I'm letting the flow take over. That's the trippy part of the practice, is that you start to feel this flood, this flush that you can operate with. Last one. Now, come to that right leg again. Stay there. Your left, this is my right foot, but your left foot empty. Turn the foot out a little bit, toes out 5 degrees. Change your weight into that leg, into your left leg. Left hand descends, resting the fingertips on top of the water. Bend right elbow, point the fingertips up, and float your right foot out in front, just lightly touching the floor. So like this, right? And what you don't want to do is this. You don't want to be in your front foot. You want to be 100, 0. Okay, now let's change, but how we do it is bring that right foot back, turn those toes out 5 degrees, then change the weight to the right leg, right hand comes down, bend left elbow, point fingers up, left foot, toes go out. Again, I'll turn sideways so you can see, and we don't want to be here. So if you find yourself with some weight in this leg, just try to soften it back and through. So you're sitting through this back leg, and this one is empty. Bring that left foot back, toes turned out, change the weight. As you change, left hand descends, right elbow bends, and the fingers point up. Float the foot out, touch the earth. Bring the foot back, change the weight. One full, your right leg full, 3 empty. This leg, these 2 arms, empty. Bring that empty foot back and then change, which is the 1 full. Change. 1 full, 3 empty. Bring it back, change. 1 full, 3 empty. Next challenge. From here, try to, if you can, just pick the toes up and touch the floor again. Toe, floor. If you can get the toe up and hold it up, now you might think knee, touch the toe. Knee, touch the toe. If that works, you can go knee all the way. Eventually, knee inside this elbow. That's golden rooster. Bring this foot all the way down, toes turned out, change. Left hand down, right fingertips point up, put the toe out there, and then this is where you can practice that challenge from. Toe up, down. That just lets you know, do you have 10% in that toe and you didn't know it? Because then when you pull it up, you're kind of doing something like this. Whereas you need to get to where you can actually lift and lower the toe with no disturbance. Then you might go up, down, up. Maybe you even go all the way up, all the way down. Golden rooster. Now let's finish with the flowing golden rooster. Foot comes down, toes turned out, change the weight. Either lift the toe, the knee a little bit, or go full lift. Foot down, empty, land it empty, change. Go to 1 level, whatever's sustainable. Foot down, empty, change. Foot down, empty, change. 1 more. And both feet down, somewhat parallel, wash your paws. Wash, wash. Now, as you wash paws, going into your left leg, right hand sweeps the lake, turns to vapor, rises up and becomes a cloud. This is called ward off. So if I turn sideways, see how much space is between chest and hand. If I tip forward, you can see roundness rather than sharpness. So try to soften any area that feels like it's a sharp joint. So it's this round quality, right? That's called ward off, and it's part of hand play with clouds. So now we shift to this right leg, turn from our middle to the right, cloud and sweep lake. Cloud rains down as lake vapors up. Change the weight to the left leg, turn to the left, cloud, lake, rain, vapor, cloud, lake, rain and vapor. It is said that this cloud hands is the sort of by a large margin the most practiced Tai Chi move, because no matter what family or what form, they all have some kind of pose that they call hands play with clouds. And it's a sidestepping practice, and there's many variations. Let's see one of those variations. Now, as your hand comes up to become a cloud, turn the palm so the palm faces forward, and a little different feeling. As that change happens, turn the palm so the palm faces. Change. And at the level of the connective tissue, it has a different feeling. So is one of them right and one of them wrong? The answer is obviously no. That the body is so magnificent that really we need to learn all the different possible shapes and then explore them with this, what I was talking about at the beginning of class, this sort of curiosity and intuitive, wandering, adventurous nature in our practice. Last one here. And then wash your paws. Wash your paws. Middle. Right hand behind your back. So we're taking it out of the game. So we can just focus on this other hand. Sweep across the lake. Bottom of a ball. So it's this same position, except I've shifted and slightly turned. So it's over here. The hand goes away from the body. Then as you shift and turn, it does what's called flying diagonal. It ends up here. Turn the palm out. Sweep it down like an airplane or a crane wing. And then sweep the leg. Bottom of a ball. Flying diagonal. So the hand does not swing back like a wing. It goes away from the body. And it's very important the palms stay up. So the whole way. Turn the palm. Sweep down. Sweep leg. Bottom of ball. Make sure palm stays up the whole time. Now notice my hand did not already come up to here. That's the other mistake people make. They come all the way up and then it's just a straight line where it's less interesting for the brain. This is very interesting for the brain. This sort of slowly rising diagonal pathway for the brain to track that, and for the shoulder tissue and muscles and joints. It's a very interesting, nourishing movement, flying diagonal. Let's switch hands. Bring right hand across, left hand behind your back, flying diagonal. It goes away, slowly rising at a diagonal. Turn the palm out. This sweeps down like a wing, sweeps across the leg, bottom of ball. Then it goes away, diagonally rising, 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 and then turn the palm out, sweep. Flying diagonal. Palm out, sweep. Flying diagonal. Sweep. Last one. Now that's the first half of a movement called stroking the wild horse's mane. So let's learn the rest of it. Now stand even. Bring your left hand under, right hand over. Now imagine there's two train tracks. So you stay on your train track, full extend, cross. So that means the hands are staying on their line. Now turn those train tracks to a slight diagonal, and you'll notice that bottom hand does the flying diagonal, top hand does the opposite quality, which is the other part of stroking wild horse's mane. Now, back. Now we'll add one challenge to that. As you're here, go all the way to the end, turn left palm out, right palm up, embrace the moon. Stroke wild horse's mane. So it's flying diagonal plus the sort of mirror opposite. Then turn palms and embrace the moon. As you embrace the moon, shift to the right leg, turn slightly right. As you stroke wild horse's mane, shift to the left leg softly and turn slightly left. Turn the palms as you embrace moon, shift and turn, and shift and turn. Shift and turn. Gather, gather, gather. Shift and turn. Shift and turn. Wash your paws. Right hand around, left hand turn. Back to the middle. Right hand underneath. Left hand over top. Train tracks. Turn those train tracks on a diagonal. Train tracks, and then embrace moon. Turn right palm out, left palm up. Stroke wild horse's mane. Embrace moon. As you do, shift left, turn left, is sort of gathering. Shift right, turn right, expressing. Turn palms, soft as can be. Shift left, turn left, gathering. Shift right, turn right, expressing. And stroking wild horse's mane, which is such a beautiful image, right? This beautiful mane that you're just stroking. Now, final challenge for today. Stay here. Left hand sweep lake. Right hand fall over top. Now we're in a holding ball. Stroke wild horse's mane the other way. Sweep the lake with the right hand. Left hand falls over top. Stroke wild horse's mane. So you stay in your right leg and sort of turn a little more. Gather. Then express. Stay in your left leg, just turn, winding up and gathering. And then turn right, express. Stay in the right leg, turn to the right more to gather. Stay to the left and turn to gather. Express. That looks great, everybody. One more of each. Gather, express. Liquid, fluid. Your middle remains still, balanced. Let's do one more to each side. So even with all this changing of legs and turning in space and extending arms asymmetrically, ups and downs, backs and forwards, what you're really cultivating is the part of you that isn't changing. That's what we're really looking for. Let's go ahead and bring our hands down. Wash. Wash. Sink chi, wash organs. Rock back. Rock forward. This is that first thing we did. Rock back, hands in the mouth. Rock middle, hands to the middle. Tai Chi squat. This is like cleaning out the last bits of unnecessary activity, cleansing the palate, resetting the natural flow, and emphasizing everything connected at the middle. Every time we rise, we're right here. One more. And eventually, you realize you can just relax the body if you've cultivated a good center, a good middle, then all that other activity can relax. And I think that is key for Parkinson's, right? Because I've noticed people, there's a lot going on, but if I say, hey, relax, a lot of you can just let it go. So remember that that's the skill. That's a great, excellent, and important, powerful skill to release. Let's close the practice. Wings, roll, over the top as a gathering gesture. Settling, 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 settling. Hands right at belly button height. And then seal one over the belly button. 2. And then the little Taoist bow. Grab the thumb, fold the hand. All righty. Thank you, everybody. Well done. If there are any questions, feel free, unmute yourselves and ask.